Napoleon Bonaparte. He was a French army officer, statesman, and he seized power in France after the French Revolution and declared himself first consul for life. He was actually born in Corsica, but lived in France. He was one of the greatest military tacticians of all time. Napoleon eventually became dictator. Oh, yeah, he was a dictator, and that wasn't good enough for him. He wanted to become Emperor of France, and dictator for life wasn't good enough for him. So, yeah, he became Emperor of France because he did what he wanted. In his coronation, he put his laurel crown wreath on instead of the Pope doing it, as he did not want to look like he was under the Pope. Napoleon created a civil code called the Napoleonic Code and started the Napoleonic Wars, which was basically Napoleon trying to conquer Europe. The rest of Europe hated Napoleon as he was going to war with them. After he was finally defeated, Napoleon abdicated power on April 6, 1814. And you'd think, oh, he'd live sadly ever after. Wrong. Napoleon returned to power in 1815 and brought control to France once more, but was kicked out in June that year. And in October, he was sent to the island of St. Helena by his enemies. He lived out the rest of his days until he died on May 5th, 1821, at the age of 51. Napoleon wasn't actually short, and he was the average height for the time. So, Napoleon, let's just have an outro here, guys. Napoleon was a narcissistic and psychopathic egomaniac, to put it in simple terms. He wanted Europe to be unified under his rule. Emperor probably wasn't good enough for him. He probably wanted to be a god.